The biblical worldview answers questions that orient people to their environment, like, what are we doing here? What is our destiny? How can we overcome evil? And what is the great unknown in the background? Think of the biblical worldview as a drama in 4 acts: creation, fall into sin, redemption, and restoration. It is a story created by God, a vision that encompasses all of life, heaven and earth, past, present, and future. The biblical worldview shows that love and beauty motivated God to create the world. And it is for love that He sustains it, even today, in order to reach its goal. Jonathan Edwards helps us to imagine God's motivation for the first act, creation, when he wrote, "It was God's last end, that there might be a glorious and abundant emanation of His infinite fullness of good, and that the disposition to communicate Himself was what moved Him to create the world." Clearly, however, our world is out of order and the forces of decay, degradation, and death are at work. The metastasis of sin and suffering plagues our world. We do evil, and evil is done to us. The good news is that the biblical worldview confronts both personal and systemic evil. The Bible proclaims the restoration of justice, peace, and prosperity. Someday, God will right all wrongs, restore our environment, and destroy death. This process has already begun, and you can participate. The Bible reveals Jesus Christ as the protagonist in God's drama. As St. Paul wrote, "For in Him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through Him to reconcile to Himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of His cross." The Bible shows that history is progressing towards its destiny. St. Peter wrote, "We are waiting for a new heavens and a new earth in which righteousness dwells." One day, God will fully unveil His cosmic empire even now emerging, a homeland free of sin and evil, where human beings and nature can truly flourish. Revelation 21, verses 1 through 5 expresses this vision clearly. "Now the dwelling of God is with men, and He will live with them. They will be His people, and God Himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." And so, it is for love that creation will be restored to its destiny. History is moving towards this goal. Edwards describes this future as a world of love. In the paradise of love, where everything is filled with love, and everything conspires to promote and kindle it, everything has been fitted by an all-wise God for its enjoyment under the greatest advantages forever. And Augustine describes the goal for which all things were created, redeemed, and restored as God Himself. Life on earth and human history are really a long journey home to our Creator. God Himself, who is the author of virtue, shall be our reward. As there is nothing greater or better than God Himself, God has promised us Himself. God shall be the end of all our desires. I encourage you to explore and embrace the biblical worldview. Come to know and experience for yourself that God is just and good. Let God be the end of all your desires. Take up your role within the divine drama and play the part designed for you. Participate in God's redemptive plan. Begin your journey home to God today.